Happy Friday, traders and investors. It's Rod with Powell Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap. Today's a recap for Friday, May 7th. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing Beyond Meat as the topic of the day. They had terrible earnings, and we'll look at the chart as well in just a second. I did take a position today, so I'll go over why I entered that trade and what I expect in the few days and weeks ahead. So before we jump in, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. I'll put some timestamps in the description below, but going to go over the news and events, and then we'll look at the crypto, the broader market, and then we'll look at some individual tickers, including BYND, Beyond Meat chart. So US job growth misses all estimates and just completely bombed today. US unemployment rate at 6.1%. So just switching over to the economic calendar here, non-farm payrolls for April came in at 266,000 versus 978 estimated. So about a quarter, only a quarter of what was estimated, and 770 on the previous reporting period. So that is not what we want to see. But the S&P 500 today didn't care, closing at a record daily close, an all-time high today. Also off the back of Canada losing 207,000 jobs in April. And looking at Beyond Meat here, so the reason why they said that their revenue just tanked, let's just look at this EPS here, it was atrocious. So we were expecting negative 0.1817, it was negative 0.43, and revenue was 108 versus 112 expected. We did, get over last quarters and the previous quarter before that. So we are seeing increasing. So once the crisis in the world is over, then maybe we can see that shoot up significantly. But essentially they're saying that because of the crisis, restaurants aren't ordering as frequently. We're not seeing stockpiling like we have been because of the shots rolling out and things like that. And they did not provide an outlook, but they are expecting revenue for for the next period. The second quarter is going to be in the range of 135 million to 150 million. So we'll look at that chart in just a second as well. So Air Canada reports 1.3 billion loss, and the PAL Algo service really liked Air Canada around the $20 mark and below. And as we've been saying on this channel for a while now and in our group, that we're not expecting any bullish momentum on Air Canada for at least a few more months yet. And we were not bullish on this earnings report whatsoever, but stock didn't get completely crushed. I think it's pretty much priced in, at this point, that their earnings are going to be less than stellar. So I don't think that surprised people in the least, but BMW profits surge as electric vehicle sales double, and TELUS reports Q1 profit down from a year ago, though, but also raises quarterly dividend. And Synovus reports 220 million Q1 profit compared with a loss 1 year ago. So moving on to the crypto space, we are consolidating on the 15-minute time frame, and we have a 4-hour inside bar on Bitcoin. So we'll see if we potentially see 4-hour consolidation here on most of our names. But altcoins just following the lead. Dogecoin today, absolutely just insane, the move that it's on. And we're knocking on the high of yesterday's high. We have key resistance at 69, and we have our new daily high or low attempt here and a possible daily bull flag. If we confirm this daily bull flag, that takes us to about $1. And I would likely be selling this. Again, this isn't financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, but I would not want to be holding this into the Saturday Night Live skit tomorrow with Elon Musk, because generally the harder we run into a known event, especially when the whole world is aware of it, after running 500% in the last year or 500x in the last year. So really, are you really going to try to squeeze another 1 or 2x out of Doge when it's already run 500? Like if you put $1,000 into Dogecoin a year ago, it's worth $500,000 today. So to see Doge double again from here, I don't know. The risk to reward just isn't there for me. I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. And if you want to enter as a trader, by all means, you can enter here off of this higher low, set your stop below, look for that daily bull flag to confirm. But in my opinion, if you're not using a stop loss or entering off a support level, you're playing with fire at the moment and just potentially expect. I'd want to be out of my Dogecoin position if I had one before the Saturday Night Live skit tomorrow, as it could be a potential sell the news given how much we've run into that known event. And that has happened time and time again. When the masses are aware of a certain event, the more we run into that event, the more likely it is that we see a sell the news and a significant sell-off once that event does occur. So taking a look at the broader market, SPY, new all-time high, record daily and weekly candle close, new all-time high. and possibility for a potential gap up next week, shrugging off that weak jobs data. And it's a potential hourly bull flag here, which is why I'm looking for a potential gap up into next week. But we'll be looking bearish on SPY if we do see a gap up, as we'll be at a new all-time high. We'll be getting hourly extended on the hourly and extended on the daily time frame in terms of RSI. Dollar is extremely weak here on the day, just looking for its weekly high or low. So now weekly support is at 89.68. That is the most key support level going forward, as we did fail the daily trend change attempt and we continue with significant weakness. IWM was up 1.25% today. So QQQ, nice rebound on the tech sector, filling that gap here at 335.73 and bouncing on the daily. Bit of a doji indecision day on the candle. And SMH, nice strong day, up almost 1.5%, the semiconductors. And we saw all sectors today pretty much, green, and tan, solar sector up 1%, but it's potential daily bear flag at this point. And pretty much all of our sectors were green today. Healthcare, new all-time high. XLF, financials closed at the high, new all-time high daily close, new all-time high. XLE, getting close to resistance at 54.37, but closed near the high of the day. Again, all sectors go. Oil was weak. It's daily consolidation. It's still in a daily uptrend, but daily consolidation, just trying to bounce off EMA 12 there. Silver was strong today, new higher high on the daily, and gold extremely strong. And look at that volume coming in as well. So moving on to the BYND chart. So again, I took a position in BYND today, and just taking a look at the daily time frame. I've been watching this. I've been fighting the FOMO on BYND. I was looking to enter back here and I fell asleep. This is one of those stocks I fell asleep on. I was looking for a longer term swing, and we had support here at 113.26 when we hit daily oversold. Then we had essentially a double bottom, and I remember even posting it in our group saying, hey members, don't go sleeping on BYND here. This could be a potential double bottom. Completely went sleeping myself, and then from those lows we've jumped almost 100%. And I've just been fighting FOMO ever since the beginning of the year. And you can see we lost the EMAs and we confirmed a daily downtrend. And since then, we have been rejecting and unable to close above EMA 26. Then we had this pennant that was just a pattern that was playing out for quite some time. And I was watching to see which way that broke. And we almost confirmed a daily uptrend, but we couldn't close above EMA 26, couldn't close above that resistance line. And when we tried to, we had some upper wicks, and then here a bit of a fake out and bull trap once again as we got closer and closer to that, shrinking, and we knew a break was imminent, and it ended up being a bull trap and a fake out, and then we got a real move down. And again, I didn't want to be involved either when we were going through earnings, because the crisis in the world, right? I wasn't expecting any bullish earnings, super bullish earnings, and sure enough, ended up hurting their sales significantly. And now we're daily oversold. We got down to about 21 on the RSI. And we are down from those recent highs about 51%. And this is similar to Tilray. If you didn't see my video from yesterday, check that out. I had no idea there was going to be an upgrade on Tilray today, obviously, but shouldn't be surprising. And we had a lack of resistance on Tilray. Same with BYND hitting daily oversold. It's pretty much the same setup as hitting daily oversold. And we have a lack of resistance. We want to change that hourly trend to be confident that this is our temporary bottom. And we need to break the high of today at 116.88 on Monday to see that daily bounce. But from the lows, we got a low of 106.91 today. So I was entering off of 100 support. We lost 114, 113 support. And then it was 100 psychological after that. And again, daily oversold. And we have a lack of resistance up to 137. So we can bounce essentially 28% from those lows and still be in a daily downtrend looking for a daily lower high. So entered one position, planning on entering again if we lose 100, maybe around 75, another one at 50. And that's going to be a longer term hold. If we do see a huge bounce next week, similar to what Tilray did today, I'll do another video on the MJ sector. But essentially imagine if the similar thing happened here, if we bounce 20%, well, I'll probably take out my initial investment and then ride the rest and then maybe look to reload cheaper. But if we do drop from here, I'll look to dollar cost average in around 75 and 50 in a third order. But totally okay if we just continue to, to reverse here and go trend up. And if we do see a significant bounce, like I said, I'll likely trim some, take out my initial investment. If we do see a significant bounce here next week, because like I said, we do have a lack of resistance and we'll be looking for a potential test of those EMAs to confirm as resistance. But another one of those names where, FOMOing in just doesn't do you any good, and being patient is the name of the game sometimes. And could have easily got suckered in here a few times, right, on these lower highs. Oh, this is it, just dead cat bounce. This is it, dead cat bounce. This is it, dead cat bounce. Is this it? Potentially, but absolutely, we have no idea, right? It can always go lower than we think, but I am entering a smaller position to account for that risk. We were given a huge heads up as well on the weekly chart. On March 8th, we closed below the 10-week moving average. We've just been confirming resistance every single week. The MACD and the stochastic were bearish. So we had a huge heads up by a couple of months. And we've been saying in our group now for a while that BYND, and I'm starting to get bullish again, but we're below all of the weekly moving averages, so no support on watch there. On the daily time frame, that's the till rate chart. We're below all of the moving averages here as well, but need to keep in mind that we have a lack of resistance. So if these do act as resistance, these averages, that lines up well with that 137 resistance I mentioned earlier. It's sitting at 134. About if we round up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a bounce to 125, 130 from here, and then potentially set a daily lower high, and then maybe accept a daily trend change, but well below the weekly VWAP as well. So we are extremely bearish. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a flush of 100, and again, SPY's at all-time highs. So what happens if SPY sees any real weakness? The S&P 500, that's obviously going to negatively impact BYND, so it can always go a lot lower than you think. The market can stay way more irrational than you or I can stay solvent. So we need to keep that in the back of our minds as well. But taking a look at the bull and bear list, we had BYND, OPK, and NEXE leading the decline. On the bull list, we had NKLA, Roku, and EDR. And just bringing it home, we'll bring up the Tesla chart. So we did break the high of yesterday, but topping out at the EMA 12, and going to be keeping an eye on Tesla into Monday to see how it reacts after that Dogecoin appearance. And we'll also be keeping a close eye on Dogecoin. And again, watch this daily bull flag, and just, if you are entering on Dogecoin, make sure you are using a stop loss, make sure you're entering on a support level. But now is not the time to just blindly enter with, no plan, and just be extremely cautious of a sell the news type of event on Saturday. And best of luck going into next week. Going to end it there. Thanks for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. And we'll see you a little bit later on for an MJ Sector review. Take care. Have a great weekend, everybody. And we'll see you on the next one.